Shorts that you did. Like this.
This is your boy Pocho, one of the Pocho Live podcasts in the building. I got my brother Jacob, the Bull Brown. How you doing, bro?
I'm doing good. How are you? Thank you for having me.
Of course, bro. Thank you for stepping up to the plate, man.
Of
You know,
course.
podcasting live.
More than happy to be here.
Yeah, have you ever done a live podcast?
Yeah, a few times, I believe. The interviews, podcasts, similar things all the
Yeah,
time. Mm.
yeah, bro. I just think that they're kind of. I like being transparent with my community, So it's really cool, like just be honest and real, And then also, I'm just a little bit not lazy, but like in the moment, I don't like to do a lot of editing. So
Yeah, no, I get you. That's
posting
good. Keep it all natural.
yeah, for sure. So if nobody's ever met you, who are you? Where are you from? And what do you do?
Well, my name's, of course, Jacob Brown. I go by Jacob the Bull Brown in the Jiu-Jitsu community. That's how everybody knows me. And obviously, I train at Art of Jiu-Jitsu here in Costa Mesa, California, and I'm a brown belt.
Nice. And if you could explain people a little bit like what about the belts. I think everyone's always curious about those kind of belts. And, how do they start? Where are you at in the levels?
Yeah. So at brown belt, that is like right before black belt. So that's nearly like the highest belt in ranking. So I'm like just one under black belt. And of course, I started jiu-jitsu when I was like 6 years old around there, six to be exact. So I've been training for like 14, 15 years. And so when I started, I was white for maybe like, how long do you think? Like 6 months, maybe a year. And then obviously I went to white, yellow to orange belt. And I never did any gray belts. I never did like half color belts. Back then, we didn't really have those colors. So after the white, yellow, orange, then I did orange, black. That's when I got into the half color belts. And orange, black kind of means like you're in the middle between being like a green belt. It's like you're a high orange belt, basically. Like you're high level, it's high skilled.
You're
And then
right,
you get green
right
after that.
there.
Yeah, you're like in the middle between that. So it's like a high level orange belt basically. And then after that is green, blue, purple, and then brown. And
Is
that's where I'm in now.
is there like is there like is there one belt that's a little harder than the other, or do they all kind of is it all kind of like they build you up for each level, or or for you personally was there one that you struggle with more than another?
Yes, for me personally, it was a purple belt. I think purple belt was the most challenging belt I've been through. Only because like once you are done competing like in juvenile blue belt in juvenile division, and that you get that at like 15 or 16, and you stay with that belt for like 3 years. So I got my purple at like 18, and once you're like in that adult gap of ages like 18 to 20, that's when you fight like people that are obviously like higher level skilled. They're more of a challenge. They're bigger. They're stronger, and it's very like challenging. I would say the most in purple belt. And once you reach a brown belt, in my opinion, I feel like it's a little bit more simpler, slower pace, and you kind of have more technique to do, to focus on them. And in purple belt, I was just like a lot of like speed, a lot of like fast, and you just like keep on going. It's like everything is really fast. So I was able to like to kind of slow the pace down and work on my technique more in brown belt.
Oh, that's
So
cool. That's
yeah,
what man, every culture, like every subculture, has like all these cool intricacies.
yeah.
My boy Chris Menegas, man, he does a lot in the media space with sports, and I interviewed him down in LA. One of the interviews that probably won't come out because of not me leaving the food community, but he's a really cool person to check in with, bro. And check his name on Instagram.
Yeah.
He does a lot of media, like a lot of stuff around sports. It's really cool. Shout out.
Yeah, I've heard of him. I know him.
Oh, cool,
That's
right on.
good. Yeah.
Shout out Ethan Schuyler. Yep. My homeboy Sal. That's right. This guy has the same name as me. My real name is Salvador, and
Salvador.
yeah, the nickname to Salvador is Chava. I don't know why. So every Mexican, even though I know I look like Maui, or I look
Yeah.
like everything's I'm Hawaiian or something, but everybody that's named Salvador is named Chava, so that's why he's calling me like
Uh,
that's like
hey, it looks good. I like the hair. Hair's
yeah,
fire.
yeah.
Got the curls.
I just took a shower, bro. So it starts
Nah,
to
it's good.
like it starts to
my,
stand
my
up.
hair looks crazy right now. It's funny because right before this interview, I just came up from a workout. So right from the
Uh,
workout, straight here.
no, but I like it. It's more real. Like I just kind of got out of a shower after a long day. So
Yeah.
I
Oh,
like
that's nice.
I like this stuff. I just feel like it makes the pressure down, and it's like where you can have an actual real conversation, not like be too nervous and stuff.
No, most definitely. It's chill like this. I
Have you
agree.
ever? Do you get nervous doing like kind of as you more get popular and get into the social media space? Do you get nervous around public speaking, or you feel fine, or public speaking, interacting, networking? Because it's
No,
really
yeah, I have no problem interacting with the public. I love speaking to everybody. I love like to express how I feel. When it comes to jiu-jitsu, I like to I'm honest. I tell people how I actually feel about the sport, how I feel throughout the years competing, traveling, training, and honestly, I've had like moments where I'm just like, damn, like I did so much like this week. I'm like it's a lot of training, but I always get back. Like nothing ever stops me, nothing keeps me down. So I always come back even stronger. So that's what I like about it. It's challenging, and then I always come back. So
hell yeah. And
yeah.
so let's run it back a little bit because you touched on it for a second, but let's break down a little bit of how you got into this in the beginning. You said you did it really young, so I know you probably have like your dad or your manager that kind of helped you and probably kicking it. So and just so
Yeah.
let me a little bit of how it all started.
Yeah, so the way I first started into jiu-jitsu was actually my aunt got me into jiu-jitsu. She was a Newark, New Jersey police officer, and she's the one that introduced me to it at a young age, around 6 years old. And then she asked me, "Do you want to try out jiu-jitsu? Do you want to stay in it? How do you feel about it?" Basically, and I got into it also as well. Like I didn't just do it just because; it was because I actually got bullied at that age. And ever since getting bullied at a young age, after I told my parents, that's when they went to my aunt and told her what should Jacob do, like what sport is he good, like what would be good to defend himself. And she said, "Jiu-jitsu, come to class." Tried it out. I absolutely loved it the first day. I just fell in love. I was like, I never even heard of this sport before. I didn't even know what the hell jiu-jitsu was. And like everybody was, yeah, I never even knew about it. It was the first time I ever did it. And I don't know what the hell I was doing. I just know it was fun at first. And then after I did my first tournament, like a few months after, I think I was still wipeout. Um, my first tournament was yellow belt. It was Naga in New Jersey. I got second place, but I felt pretty good in second place in my first tournament. At that age, so I was like, I felt confident. And dude, I just kept going back to training every day, and I kept grinding. At that age, it's very good.
That's dope, bro. What also got me into like a lot of stuff is I'm a professional photographer. And
Nice.
so but I didn't meet photography till I was 25, bro. So that's
Wow.
how old are you?
I'm 20.
Oh yeah, see? You're getting it young, bro. You're getting it young. Shout
Yeah.
out to Jose Reyes saying the bull total inspiration.
Thank
Yeah,
you. Thank you. I appreciate that.
love, bro. And so then was there any kind of what was some of the first challenges you had as a kid kind of getting into athletics
Mhm.
and maybe if there's any kind of I always like to show the guys coming behind me, hey, there's a roadblock here, there's a bump over here, just to make it a little easier for the next generation. So was there any
Yeah.
challenges? Did your family support you? Do what like how did you feel like you were successful as a young athlete?
Yeah. Well, the best part about it was my family was always supportive of me at a young age, especially like when it comes to training, when it comes to competing, like in everything. My parents, my whole family was always very supportive. So that I'm very happy about. I've always been proud of them for that, and I'm very grateful for that. I'll say the hard parts was like it was mentally challenging for a long time. After doing a lot of tournaments, you get a lot of pressure from the crowd as being a kid, and everybody's like rooting for you. You really want to win. Like when you're a kid and everybody's rooting for you, you want to win for them super bad. It's like you get really happy, and once
Yeah,
you win,
you're
it's
like
like
crying sometimes when you lose.
yeah, exactly. When I'm a kid, I'm gonna cry if I lose. I'm gonna be like, "Damn, everybody's looking at me. I feel bad now." I
I
start crying.
feel too when I was a kid too. I mean, I was the reason I asked about too a lot of that stuff is because I wish I would have got into sports younger. My stepdad actually got me into it later, but it helped me when I was gangbanging. It would take me away, and it would focus me in that place, So it's just I think athletics
Yeah.
is a positive thing for young men.
For sure. And it definitely humbled me at a young age as well. Like I was very humbled at a young age. I was thinking maturely, like I was thinking mature for a kid's age, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And of course, going through the process, went through a lot of pain. Like I could barely rest. I was like waking up every morning, training like 3 to 4 classes a day as a kid. Still do it now till today, still waking up 5 a.m., two classes in the morning, then working out later.
You
So
wake,
yeah, it's nonstop. And
you wake up,
sorry,
you wake up at 5?
yeah, because
Damn,
class starts at yeah.
40, and I wake up at 5:45, and I'm complaining. So I'm like, I can't.
Yeah, I like I like to wake up a little bit earlier because I take a little bit to get out of bed. So I gotta set up, waking up, and then put my gear on, get ready to train.
I do like though. I've recently been doing it because I got this really cool opportunity, so I'm doing it. But I do actually like getting to it though pretty quickly, so that
Yeah,
you get to your day. The early bird gets the worm or whatever kind of idea. So
yeah,
once,
that's true.
once I'm up though. I'm actually weird. I can be like a night out and a morning person too. So it
Yeah,
just
that's a good thing. Yeah, so not everybody's a morning person, but it's good. I'd say like
so
the best thing about
any more of the challenges as a young athlete.
besides like the mental challenge, really just the physical, doing the physical part about it is it's pretty hard as you get older. I mean, it was easy for me when I was young because I was very into it at a young age. I loved working out. I loved being outside. Just fixing the camera. Give me a second.
Okay.
Um, yeah, I love being outside all the time as a kid. I still do now. So I love being active. So that's the easier part for me. But I say, other than that, I think it's the process that when you get older, it's the burnout feeling. Which a lot of people go through that. I never went through really burnout stage. I mean, I had stages where I was like, I'm tired. Maybe I'm just gonna rest this week, or I'll think about some days. But for the most part, I never really thought about quitting. I never thought about leaving the sport. I always knew I was going to stay in it, ever since my parents was so supportive and kept me driving, and that's why, they're the best for that. So I'll
Hell
say
yeah,
that's pretty much it.
bro, dog. Yeah, because I tell you, like now I'm in a good stage where if I miss my workouts, I start to kind of feel uncomfortable. Like I'm my body's working with me, like for me now. Like if I eat like it's been a while now, but I ate fast food recently, and my body was just like tripping. My body was like,
Yeah.
"What are you doing, homie? Like relax. Like, don't give me that garbage, And it's nice to like have your body strong and like not wanting. And then when I put real food into me, so the reason I picked it up is I didn't really have it, even though I was like I didn't start gaining a little bit of. I went through like 2 stages where I gained a little bit of weight. It was like a little
Okay.
not big, but like when somebody that's fit gets like falls off a little.
Yeah,
Starts
no, I understand.
right here. You
Yeah,
know,
just a little fat and like some
yeah,
stomach.
I had to deal with it, but I wanted to talk to you about what's the importance of your diet, and especially being a young person. I think it's really hard to keep a diet, or do you? And any struggles around, or how do you eat? Because I think it's a really
Yeah.
important to talk about.
So yeah, I definitely had a lot of struggles, like when it comes to like being on a strict diet all the time. Always having to cut weight. I used to fight like in the 141 division, which I always had to cut weight. My walk round's like 145 or a little bit above, so I always had to cut like at least like 7-8 pounds. Like the most I cut was probably like 12 pounds for a tournament. And ever since after that, I was just like, I can't do that no more. I had to be like 137 in a tournament.
Is it kind of
Huh?
traumatizing a little?
Yeah.
I heard kinda like it kind of messes with your head a little bit when you're cutting so much weight.
Yeah, it does. It does a lot. It's just like it drains you. Like you literally feel drained, cutting that much weight, and you literally can't even fight at that point. Like I fought at tournaments where I cut like 10 pounds, and like trying to compete like that, I feel like I'm probably like the weakest in the division. That's how it makes me feel. So that's why I fight in the life featherweight division now, 150. I feel a lot stronger, a lot better, a lot faster. Just feel like more fluid. But I was saying that diet wise, like now that I'm in this featherweight division, I just eat a lot of greens, a lot of broccoli, chicken, eggs, green shakes. I love beets. I like just a lot of like fluids and
Hold on. You love beets,
yeah.
bro?
I'm big on beets.
Yeah, your parents must be proud of you, dog.
Nah, yeah, for sure. Yeah, they were surprised. They're like, I don't even know how you drink beets.
Nah, because I eat beets because they're healthy for me, but I don't like them, dog.
No, yeah. I mean, that's how you got to do. As an athlete, I forced myself. I was like, beets. I know I got to drink it. I know it's good for me. It's gonna improve. I'm gonna do
Yeah,
it anyway. Yeah.
yeah.
So
Well,
yeah,
what I do is like sometimes I'll drink that tomato V8. I used to do that. I
I used to drink those. Yeah.
feel like that's old school stuff. I don't do it no more. But I remember I'd see
Yeah.
like older parents, like old, like my grandma used to drink them. Rest in peace. And I would knock them down too. And I didn't like them. I just was always into like like putting healthy stuff into me.
Yeah, I wasn't a big fan of those. But back then, it's funny because back then I used to drink like when I was a little bit younger, like around like my young teenager age. I used to drink like Red Bulls and a lot of energy drinks. That was horrible for my body. It was bad, yeah. But I was on like 14 or like 15 or whatever. I was just like, I need energy. I need to like be hyper for this fight, and then it would just wear off right after, and I'd feel like crap, bro. Never again. I'm doing that.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not. I don't like. Thank God, I don't like energy drinks because I just think that like it would be like in terms of like trying to knock all that sugar off of you. But I
Yeah.
do like coffee, so I struggle with that a little bit. But I'm just always trying to make sure I don't, because I don't drink alcohol, and
Yeah.
so nice, and so nice. That's tight that you don't even, and then you still got time to 21. But I just
Yeah.
think if you can skip it, dude, it'll just save you so much of like stupid, not even the big problems that come with drinking. There's like a lot of little stupid problems that come with drinking, just like just
Yeah.
yourself and just not being making your family proud. Like I basically embarrassed. I didn't break any laws that much necessarily, but I just I feel like I embarrassed myself a lot.
Yeah.
And
No, I understand that.
like
No, especially when you got a lot going on in your life and you got a whole career ahead of you and you want to, you only focus on a path where, you're trying to be successful in multiple things. Like I have a lot of things going on, man. Like I'm in acting now, I'm in modeling. I have to have a good physique all the time. I have to cut weight, work out. I have like so much going on. So I never thought about like being a guy who drinks and smokes or do any of that. It's just, as an athlete, I don't think you should be really doing that at all, especially if you got a career going on. So
yeah, I think you
to
should just
all the athletes out there.
yeah, I mean, I feel like you should just go all the way out,
Yeah.
and then chill. I mean, I do think like football players and these guys that are doing like major thing. I do think that they should at least have the right to do marijuana. I don't want to say it on live, but
Yeah.
canna, just because I think if you do it balanced, it could be therapeutic. But I don't. I think younger athletes, I don't think that they need that they like older athletes have been through more, so it's kind of a way of helping them process, just pain.
Yeah. I
Or
understand that. Yeah, it's very understandable.
so
Like,
I think
for
they should. I think that they should be. I think they just changed that for basketball or football,
Mhm.
but I do say for young people that I always tell everybody, man, just wait till like even if you're gonna try something, maybe wait till you're like over 25 or like 30. Like
Yeah,
don't.
yeah. You want to be like in those older ranges. You don't want to be like 15 to like 18 smoking, drinking. There's no point. It's pointless,
Oh, bro,
You're
I did
still
it.
young. You got to get a good body. Take
I,
care of it.
yeah, dog. I did it from 10. I started drinking at 10 and did it
Damn.
30, bro. So I did like as old as you are, I spent 20 years drinking and basically watering myself down, bro, where I could have done so many. I've done where I come from, I've done more successful things than basically probably anybody in my neighborhood.
Wow.
But I know how much more I could have done if I didn't water myself with alcohol and kind of I didn't really get into drugs, but just like that party life, where girls
Yeah.
chasing girls too, and just kind of not not
Feel you, man.
not focusing on the prize. Like keep your eye
Yeah.
on the prize because all that
Exactly.
I always tell people you can all that stuff is always there. So
Yeah.
you can always do that, but if you have something, you gotta protect it, protect your energy. So the reason I say that is how do you seem like not an old soul maybe, but like
Hmm.
you seem like you got a good, like a way of taking care of yourself, or how do you see yourself in that way of kind of protecting your energy, making sure people don't influence you in a negative way?
Uh, to be honest, man, I would just say it's my parents really helped me through all of that. Like I gotta keep it honest. Like growing up, my parents always told me like don't do this, like don't do that. Trust me, you're gonna regret it when you get older. Like I always had the fear of regretting I was gonna smoke, regretting I was gonna drink, all that. I always was scared to do any of that. So like I listened to my parents at a young age. I know like a lot of teenagers, they're very like rebellious or they don't like to listen to their parents around 14, 15. It's hard. I get it. And it's just like, but I took my parents' word, whatever they say, I obeyed, I was like, I understand, and I understand what the future results, like consequences would be. And, I just feel like I have the best parents for that. So I feel like their aid really helped me throughout my life, especially growing up to my adulthood.
Shout out to the parents.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you.
Starting that little journey, so I'm kind of late to it because I was kind of a wild child, but I got a 5-year-old daughter, and I'm kind
Mhm.
of but now we're gonna, hopefully do the family thing. So um, I think it's really important. It's cool to see, now I'm kind of on the other end watching. I'm not looking at the kids as much. I'm more looking at parents to see how parents parent, like getting
Yeah.
people, because I know it gets the older you get and your kids get older, it gets realer.
Oh, most definitely. Yeah.
Before we move, because I want to talk about some of the other things you're doing, but let's talk about a little bit about tomorrow and you know and within as we talked about, but what's
Okay.
going on tomorrow for you?
Well, tomorrow I got a big tournament going on, and that's going to be Jiu-Jitsu World League. So it's going to be the final for this year for that organization. So that's what I got going on tomorrow.
For sure, for sure. And then I think you got some sponsors, no?
Yes. I want to shout out my sponsors. So I got them here. I got Moira Brand, of course, got the shirt on. So shout out to Moira Brand, my number one sponsor. Shout out to Jiu-Jitsu World League, the organization. They also sponsor me. And I want to shout out Servo Media Group, another one of my sponsors. So and Oshi Crab Factor. So thank you, all you guys.
That's dope, bro. It's really cool to see something like that. You know,
And the NABJJF.
what is it?
NABJJF, them as well.
For sure, for sure. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I just want to make sure. I love doing these just because they're very easy and we can connect. I've connected with people all over the world, but you
Yeah.
have to make sure like the little audio, kind of thing.
Yeah.
But how does that feel, man? To have like people believing in you already at such a young age.
Man, it feels great. I love to inspire people. I love to be like a big inspiration to the kids, adults, especially to the young teens out there that are out there like struggling or feel like they want to quit. Do not quit. Because once you do, it's a bad feeling. You're gonna want like eventually you're gonna want to be like back when you quit. Because even I had times where I feel like I don't even know how long I'm gonna be staying in this. Like everybody has that stage around like green belt or like orange black belt. You feel like you want to do something else, but trust me, like once you try it, it really doesn't work out as you think it will. Because trust me, I was there at that point. All of us get to that stage, but I was like, no, I'm gonna stay in. I'm gonna like I'm gonna grind it out, and you won't regret it. Trust me, it's so worth it. Once
And
you start something, stay in it.
yeah, so then what's kind of the next couple steps, or what do you need to do to get to the I guess it's the final stage, or is there degrees in black belt, right? Are there used
Yes, you got. Oh yeah, one every 3 years. I believe the most stripes you can get is a 6 or 8. I think it's 8 stripes.
on your
Oh, that's a red belt. I think 6. How many belts? Honestly, there's a lot of stripes in the black belt you have to get. I think
does it
it's
matter
three
what
stripes.
discipline you're in?
Huh?
Like they're probably different. Are they different in every each discipline?
I mean, for every belt, like that's under black belt, I'm pretty sure it's 4 stripes, and then the next belt. But where I train now, we just do like the belts. I haven't gotten stripes since I was like an orange belt.
Okay. So then so tell me do you know kind of what's coming up for you to get to the next level?
Mainly, like I gotta keep up the training, so like definitely train as much as I can, like doing more classes a day, and competing a lot more, winning a lot more of the major tournaments.
But it's not like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's like you do all this stuff and not your sense, sorry, but whoever your trainer, your sensei, they bless you with it, right? On that when they believe, or is it like very like you can kind of check things out?
Oh no, yeah. Our professors, like my professors, they do the promotions. They give me the belts. Every time. Like whenever I'm ready for the belt is when I'll get promoted. So like when I got promoted to brown belt, that was I was a purple belt for like 2 years, and then around my birthday area when I turned 20, that's when I got my brown belt. But it's not about that. It's about how much training you put in, how many times you come into class, each day, and
Yeah.
how hard you're putting in the work for the tournaments. Like if I win like the major tournaments, or if I'm if I'm doing like a training camp for like 3 months straight to try to win one of the major tournaments and I win that's a big improvement, like
Yeah, okay, yeah.
moving forward to your next belt.
Depending on what's going on, you might be able to get it sooner than later if you do, you're more successful in one area, or you train really hard, you win your right. Like there's a little bit of wiggle room, right? So it's not just like static, like 2, 4, 6, 8, right? You gotta really get in
Yeah,
there.
yeah, that's true. Like it, a little bit. Yeah, like you have like what you're saying is right. Yes, but mainly like um, all of the training that you're doing each day, the more you improve, the better you get in technique, the more you train. And as long as your professors are seeing that improvement, then that's gonna help you like lead on to getting your next bout within like the years that you're training. So like usually for brown belts mostly wait like a year until they get black belt. So like we'll see how much improvement I make within like during the next year to earn the black belt.
Dang, so there's a potential to get a black belt as you turn 21.
Yes.
That's a cool way, man. Forget the bars. I got my black belt, dude.
Yeah, around like 21, 22 is like the youngest you can get black.
Oh, okay. For
Most
sure.
people, yeah.
And do you have any friends like that are in your age group that have black belts? Not,
Uh,
but like 22, 21. Do you know, like, do you have friends that already, like, what I
oh
mean,
yeah,
like a community of people that be chopping it up, friends, like homies and stuff.
yeah. Of course, I know a couple of black belt friends that that already have their black belt. So I mean, it's very nice to see that, especially like with people like that you see you've been training for a long time, and then you see them get the black belt from like a blue belt. Like seeing them at blue and then get the black, it's pretty cool to see. So gotta love that.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's really cool to have a kind of a, because I do like boxing and stuff, but um just to have a community of people together, like working
Yeah.
their bodies, their minds, their spirits, trying to stay in that kind of samurai way of thinking, because I think it's a good way to because life is, whatever, life is hard, it's easy, whatever you want to call it, but I think martial arts or these different, any of these athletics, it really helps you kind of put it all together,
Yeah, no, I agree with you.
for sure, for
Very,
sure.
very good.
Yeah, so moving into a little bit, how did you fall into some of the other things? Let's talk about a little bit of the other things that you have kind of gotten into, which I think is really smart, because I have 2 or 3 things going on, so that if one thing starts to slow down, the other one picks up.
Mhm.
Me, I'm a professional photographer, videographer. I do podcasting. I used to do it like more professionally in LA,
Mhm.
and then I run a small security company that does like bodyguard work and more
Mhm.
assistance to like wealthy people and stuff. So I have like 3 or 4 different lanes of income, and so and I kind of set myself up to do the things I like. I'm a natural protector, so security, high level security works for me. I love photography and videography, right? And then I
Yeah.
like conversations. So my whole thing is I'm gonna make all the things I like pay me, not me pay into it. So my hobbies pay me. I don't pay my hobbies.
Oh, okay, I see.
So
Like, well, for
how'd you
me,
get
sorry, say that again.
just how'd you get into that, and how'd you kind of think about, oh, let me move into something else too. Let me kind of mix it up.
Yeah. So like for me, obviously like a lot of people noticed me on social media, I was when I got into jiu-jitsu, like, over the years, I was just getting, recognized. So, that's kind of how the popularity started coming in. And then after like being in jiu-jitsu so long and still being in it now, I started to explore like other avenues, like while doing jiu-jitsu, like acting. I've been into acting now. I already got a short film done. It's called Lake Abyss, and I now got a second one done. So I've got 2 done overall right now, and the second one is called Pit.
It's called Lake Abyss.
Yes, that's the first film. It's a horror film, short film I got
Yeah.
done,
You
and
died?
I can't say.
Spoiler.
But when you see it, it'll be exciting. I can say that. Definitely exciting. And the second one I did is called Pitched Out. That one is also very exciting. It has some fighting in it, so you're gonna see me
Oh,
doing some
cool.
moves, maybe a little bit of judo. You never know. You see, you gotta watch it. So those are pretty exciting. And then, definitely got some future content coming up for those. So to stay looking forward to that. And I'll of course been into modeling. Big into modeling. I'm a big fashion guy. I love fashion. Anything like outside jiu-jitsu. I love doing fashion, like fashion shows. Man,
That's like,
I
I
love
got
doing
my
all.
model. Wait, what?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I like to do it all, and I did so many things like I like fighting wise as well. I've been 4 years in judo, few years in wrestling, maybe like 2 years in wrestling, like a year or two in boxing. So I got a lot done, So I'm pretty mixed over on the sports.
Oh, so
Even,
so you're not just, so right now you're doing a jiu-jitsu tournament, or you do martial arts, or how's that breakdown kind of work?
No, the only thing I compete in is jiu-jitsu, but like I train other sports, like I train judo, I train wrestling, and train a little bit of boxing. But when it comes to like competing in tournaments, it's just jiu-jitsu strictly.
Okay,
Yeah, that's the one.
and then do you ever want to do anything like, UFC stuff or anything kind of like that? Do you ever see anything, are you doing that stuff, or do you want to stay more traditional?
No, I just want to stick to jiu-jitsu, stick to more traditional training. And for MMA, not really. I don't want to get into like fighting or like UFC and all that, especially because being a model, gotta keep my face nice, you know what I'm saying? I want to beat that
Hey,
up,
bro, you don't want to mess
I
up
gotta be looking good.
you don't want to mess up the pretty. I got nice ears too, man. I don't
Exactly. Yeah, yeah. Acting, modeling, you gotta look clean, gotta stay sharp. So, but I'm very happy, staying in jiu-jitsu, and I have a lot to look forward to in jiu-jitsu. I want to open up my own academy. I want to get black, within those years. I want to get back to the community, train people, train everybody, so look forward to.
Hey, see, dog, it's starting to dry and my hair's starting to rise already.
Yeah, I see it. Got
Yeah,
that Aquaman hair. It's
yeah.
cool.
Oh, that's cool. I usually have like a little cut in my hair too, right there. But
I like it.
yeah, but that's cool, man. That's cool that you're thinking this way already, man. It's like I'm always surprised. I'm really happy to see that because sometimes I get worried about all these kids, But
Yeah, thank you.
what are some of your favorite pair of shoes?
Parachutes.
Pair of shoes.
Oh, I was at parachutes. Pair of shoes. Oh, that's a good one. I love Bape sneakers. Bape does.
Yeah,
Those are my favorite pair. I love off-white sneakers. I'm into designer stuff like that. So like anything like that, they make some nice, really nice shoes. I love the yours. Yours very nice. All those types of brands.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah, yeah.
Most that what I have in my closet. So got always be
I
dripped
went
out.
through a stage, man. I went through a stage. I'm trying to chill though, because it's like it can get addictive. I
Yeah,
like
yeah.
fashion's cool though. I like
Thank
it.
you.
I like where I'm somebody that likes to dress up, be super all that, but then also just put on a nice black shirt, and something casual but clean. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. Only because like I tend like that's how I dress like normally outside when I go out like generally, but like when I go to like red carpets and stuff, I like to wear like designer.
Yeah,
Gotta
you gotta.
stay looking fresh, with the with the designer.
But how we do in the Bay Area? We pop our collar and we shake the haters.
Exactly. Yeah.
Real
Got-
quick, because I hate getting negative, but it's always good to bring it up just in case. Do you
yeah.
deal with any kind of negativity, hate, weirdness, or is it pretty supportive of everything you're doing?
Yeah, of course. Like like always deal with like a lot of the negative comments and negative like online all the time. But I don't like pay no attention to that. Like that doesn't bother me. I would say like to me like you can hate all you want, you can do whatever you want. To me, I'm just only looking at one path, my goal, my success, and that's all I'm looking towards. Everything negative doesn't bother me. So that's all I gotta say.
Yeah, give them no oxygen.
Exactly. That's how it is.
Just tell people like this is a real place, but it's not. The internet's not a real place, and most people will never treat you that way in person,
Yeah.
especially a writer, right? But and that's another thing I was gonna ask you. How do you deal with the discipline of one of the things? I'm half Irish, half Mexican, and I don't know if it's cult. Some people think it's a hot culture. I'm also an Aries. I'm a fire sign. Um,
Mhm.
so I have a temper. It's one of my major flaws that I've been working on because I think anytime you see an adult get extra mad, it just don't look right. Even if
Yeah.
they're in the right, it just don't look right.
Yeah.
So I was wondering is how do you stay disciplined with your emotions, knowing that you can knock out like half, most people around you?
I would say it's because of the sports. I say sports, jujitsu itself, and doing like boxing, judo, wrestling. It kept me disciplined at a young age. So it's like, especially because my coaches growing up, every coach that I train with and professor, they always like kept me humbled at a young age, and even at like growing up in that environment, it's like okay, like what you can do to these people, and like how you can like handle the situation, then be smart about it. Like I
Yeah.
always think before I do. So if I wanted to like put that person out cold, if I want to put him in a chokehold, I can absolutely do it. But will I? Probably not, because I know how bad it can go. So I always like keep myself under control. Like
Yeah.
the worst thing that you can do, like you never want to be an athlete that has a like a bad temper, because it's not good for you. It's not healthy for you. And you can mess somebody up really bad. That's not good, and possibly like be put in jail if you hurt somebody really bad. So being an athlete, you always want to be careful about what you do.
Yeah, I mean, for me, what I really like security is because it's all about de-escalation. And
Yeah.
when I was in gangs, it was about escalation and like kind of how dumb can I show you I am, like how stupid am I going to be so that's what I like that it's that. And the thing is, once I learned I didn't learn, I'm not a martial artist, but I did learn specific to take care of myself and to, to to just make sure to knock somebody. Like I just know how to fight basically, and
Mhm.
restrain people in a really quick way.
Yeah.
There's certain like a lot of police security, high level security. We get trained in just the more basics, that keep you in this situation. But what I found out though is once I learned how to fight, like I've been a fighter my whole life, but actually learned how to fight, I had confidence in my fighting. So I didn't feel so much ego or so much like I had to prove myself or like like
Yeah.
I knew what I was capable of now. But before, when I didn't, when I was kind of ignorant of like, when people take these big swings instead of just being right here or just little things, it made me like not want to do all that, because I know
Mhm.
I don't need to prove, like ego is I think ego in sports sometimes can really destroy you.
Yeah, no, that's true. Like that's why I always was careful. Like anytime somebody would I had people that would come up to me and be like, "Hey, can you fight this person?" Or if you want to fight this person, like would you do it? I'll be like, absolutely not. Like I am not that type of person that would do something for you just for your entertainment, because a lot of the people like that I've had to deal with. So like for me, I just ignore all those things. I only do what's needed. I keep my skills, my fighting skills, to on the mats only. If I ever have to use it off the mats, like if somebody's ever trying to mess with my family or like freaking trying to put hands to somebody of my loved ones, and that's when I use like my skills as necessary. You know.
Your dad got your dad got some personal bodyguard.
Yeah, exactly. My dad, he's always protected around me. He knows that. That's why he always sticks around me.
It was so funny, but when we first started, he was the first on there, and I was like, "Oh man, you look different."
Yeah, yeah,
But he's aging well too, though.
yeah,
Um,
yeah. Thank you.
how's that? I actually have a close relationship with my father. With a lot of my friends, didn't actually have that much close with, and I think it was a big deal. And when I started to do bad, I was able to get out of it because I actually came from a good family. I just grew up in a kind of messed up situation for a little bit, and then we got ourselves out of it.
Mhm.
My dad retired a millionaire, but we started in poverty. So
Yeah.
just tell me a little bit more about how, like, the importance of having a supportive father.
Uh, Man, there's a lot to being like, my dad is he's very very supportive, very special, and it's like he's been there since day one when I was a baby, and he's always protecting me like in every way, like.
The whole time, bro.
Yeah, bro. Since the beginning of time, like he. It's funny because he knew me longer than I knew him, because he's been in this world a longer time. So it's funny to say it that way. I mean, like, yeah, he's here now. That come here, here. I'll put him on a little bit. He can tell you about the stuff he does. He has so much to say. So, yeah.
What's
What up?
up, my brother? How are you, sir?
Good, man. Just it's cool, bro. I hope that I have my kids, at this age, have so much, just humbleness and everything. So I wanted to ask you really quick, and how did you get into, like parenting? You have a successful son, it looks. So kind of where did you get that from? Where does it come from and from you?
Well, I'll be honest with you. So we, I had an old friend. I was at a church. He's a pastor. This pastor picks my Jacob up. Jacob was just months old, and he picks him up like this and says, "This kid is a fighter. He's a warrior." And I said, "What do you mean, Pastor?" So he says he just is. I don't know. I think he's destined for greatness. And this wasn't even a thing for me. I was like, well, I mean, I know I'm going to be a good dad, but I don't know if he's going to be what you're saying he's going to be. I'm thinking this in my head, right? So yeah, and once that thing came, right, and we put him in that martial arts program, I was like, okay. And his name was Pastor Victor. So I talk about Pastor Victor till today. And yeah, man. And when I saw the explosion in Jacob, man, I come from hard times too, man. So I feel you there, right? We didn't always have everything, but Jacob for sure grew up with everything, right? So
Yeah.
and as the years progressed, man, I saw the superstar in him, and I was like, we're gonna put gas on this fire
Hell
for
yeah,
sure.
that's what you gotta do.
It's
Yeah,
funny.
and
Go harder every time. Just
no, man. So what we did, we went super hard. So we enrolled Jacob in 5 martial arts academies within the same area in which we were living in. So he was wrestling full time. He was doing jiu-jitsu full time. He was doing judo full time. He was doing Muay Thai full time. We put him in Kempo karate full time.
All of that. Every day.
We put him in, and he was in jiu-jitsu. And these were different schools. And then, so big shout to Paul Carnicella, by the way. You can look him up on Google. So he's the beginning of Jacob, and so Carnicella mixed martial arts. Jacob wind up just staying there, concentrated with Paul until we then moved here to the West Coast, where then he started his comp journey, where we were competing often, because before that it was just Naga tournaments and all the local tournaments, and because we're from New York and New Jersey, right? So he was just doing everything on I-95, Connecticut, Rhode Island, Jersey, South Carolina, and so man, when we saw, and he was just on a super win streak, that was it. I was like, as an adult, he's never going to stop. He's never going to quit. And I offered it to him several times, and there was no sign. There were signs of vacationing, yes.
Yeah.
But like, my body hurts. I can't do this like this. So what I did, I took him out of all the other programs, and then but he competed in everything, to be honest with you. You don't see it on his Instagram page, but he has competed in everything that he's trained in at least once or twice, or a little bit more. But jiu-jitsu just became the thing, so yeah. But listen, and I'm going to say this to you, a lot of people think that you need to train 9 hours a day for all eternity in jiu-jitsu to win competitions, and this is very untrue. At least Jacob is proof of that. No, we don't win every single Worlds or Pans or whatever, but remember this: we pay them, they don't pay us.
Yeah.
So Jacob ain't cashing a $30,000 check on the registration fee. We pay almost $200 for every time he competes, right? So, I mean, it's a give and take. There's guys better than him, and then that is not his day all the time, right? So sometimes we leave and we're like, well, what are we gonna do? But he knows his stuff, right? So when we win, we know that he knows his stuff, right? So
yeah, I mean, there's hills and valleys and everything,
That's that in a nutshell, right? You can be tough, but there's always a tougher guy, right?
Always.
So
always.
I feel if you trained every day, Jacob does his 2 hours every day. Sometimes he'll go in and even I tell him, Jacob, man, the classes have been real difficult this week. Take Monday and Tuesday off. It's cool.
That's why it's good to have like chiropractors, cryomancers, like like doing cryotherapy. To heal your body.
Special shout out to the OC cryotherapy guy. His name's Chris. Wonderful guy. He sponsored Jacob for about 5 years.
Yeah.
And Dr. Alex, our best chiropractor in the world. Go follow him on Instagram. OC chiropractor. Dr. Alex, #1, bro. And and big shout to
you don't ever get nervous? When he's
Sorry?
Crack his neck, yeah.
Oh,
yeah. The first time I was nervous as hell. I was like,
yeah, dude. And then they do it all confidently, bro. Like, dog, how do you do this all day, dog?
Yeah,
the first time we went, I was like,
he made me more nervous when he just relax your neck. I'll be stepping up more. I'm like, what do you mean relax?
So this is their trick, right? So they're like, I'm telling you, so they're like, just relax. One, it's one and done.
But it feels so good after.
Yo, brother, I stepped in there and I had to do it. I jumped in the cryo chamber and it's super freezing. And I got my neck and my body cracked. And man, you walk out of there, you're like a snake. You feel totally free. So if you haven't done it, go do that.
Yeah. I haven't done the ice thing. I did just one time, like did like a little sample one or whatever. I knew somebody. And so yeah. So then besides that, what's kind of besides after this competition, what's the next couple, kind of months, quarter look like, 6 months look like for you?
I'm gonna stay consistent in training, stay doing the classes I need to do. Obviously gonna go through like training camps, you know, and I'm gonna start doing more like wrestling, you know, getting my strength up, getting stronger. Because I always did like wrestling. I feel like it was always like a big help, and especially like doing strength and conditioning, like combining those two to compete in tournaments and doing jiu-jitsu helps like significantly. So definitely gonna be on top of that. Still have more tournaments on the way after. uh, there's a lot of names, like a lot of, you know, there's so,
No.
there's so many coming up, man. But
we do a little bit of everything. We're at NABJJF, we're at Jiu-Jitsu World League, we're at IBJJF. He's done fight to wins before. We want to do some more super fighting, more
yeah, most
no-gi.
definitely.
No-gi at about, 145 to 149 pounds, because he walks around roughly between 45 and 47. So
Yeah,
the gis are heavy, so that's why we went up to 52,
yeah,
because the gis weigh between 4 and 5 pounds, so
Wow, really?
yeah, the gis are really heavy. So shout out to Moya Brand. They've been taking care of him for about maybe 4 or 5 years now. So,
yeah.
and yeah, before he forgets, we want to give a special shout to Servo Media Group.
Oh yeah,
I think he mentioned them. Yeah, so
yeah.
they're going to be sponsoring Jacob and helping promote him and things like that. So we have a lot of film and TV, more red carpet appearances coming up and things of that nature. So
Yeah.
I know a lot of people in Hollywood. So
Yeah, stay tuned to Simeon's movie.
yeah, so we're doing a lot of movies are coming up, and yeah, so we got some short films done and things like that. So yeah, Jacob, the big screen for Jacob for sure, and you're gonna see a lot of things going on there. So yeah, stay tapped in.
I was gonna tell you too that I'm sorry, what's your name? The dad?
Joe.
Joe. So I have a friend named Julio Gold Toes Sanchez. It's pretty funny, but he's a major producer, but he produces everything. He doesn't just produce mainly musicians, but he also runs major brands and does reality shows. He's just like kind of a big shaker in the industry. So I wanted to introduce him to you all. So, and he's a family man, he has a wife and a son too.
Same here.
Kind of thing, So, and he grew up, like in the streets, but created a whole life. I hate saying the word millionaire, just like he's taking care, he's wealthy, he has a mansion, whatever, he's a good life.
He's
And
good.
so,
That's good.
yeah, well, it's good. I mean, he can prove it, that it's not just like a scam or something. Because the thing you gotta watch out is every kind of level of success you get comes with new problems. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
a lot of times they're good problems. So you just gotta make sure, in my opinion, a small circle and kind of vet everybody that you let into your circle.
Yeah, we kind of move that way now. There's a lot of things that we've learned. So we seen a lot, and we learned a lot. I mean, we always learning, right? It doesn't. I don't give a damn if you're 75. You're gonna learn something tomorrow, right? So
my dad is 75. I think 74, but and it's so funny. You would think he's healthy. So he doesn't he doesn't act or look his age, but he's like, I'm still growing. I'm still learning.
We get something from somebody. So like I tell everybody, man, I said, without the people, we don't have these opportunities. Without the people, we're nothing, right? So I need all of you, everybody that supports Jacob, everybody that gives me a phone number, introduces me to somebody. That's a step ahead for us every single time, and
our networking is huge. You never know who's next to you.
Yeah, so I mean, we're outside, man. Like we're not
always active.
Yeah, now Jacob got a PC in his room, and he's still outside. Okay. Now, yeah, if the PC can't keep him in front of there, man, but we're working. Jacob never stops working. Me and my wife are always working. Mom is a big part of it. I know everybody sees me outside with Jacob, and I'm at every single tournament with him, and I'm at ALJ with him. But
now, though, the creator, you know what I mean? When you see I got to see my, I got to. It was one of the biggest honors I've had in my life. Actually, is watching a woman become a mother. And how deep that is, and what they do so much behind the scenes that they don't get the big credit for. But it's some of the most and hardest work. So shout out to
yeah, Mom. Yeah, her name is Marvelous. Okay, so when you see, and she's a super mom. Yes.
Oh hell yeah! I just interviewed. If you look at my interviews, I have a guy named Marvelous Inc. He's a tattoo artist out of East LA, actually. I think he does it with a Z at the end. So,
Oh, okay. That's what's up. Okay.
This guy needs more recognition because every time I go out with him to events or tournaments, they be like, "Who's that guy watching?" I'm like, they even think he's a fan of my brother. I'm like, "That's my dad, man."
Almost everywhere that we go.
It was your dad. To be
That guy,
honest, I didn't think it was your
yeah,
dad.
you know what they say? That man's following you around. You know him?
Yeah, I didn't think.
Like, yeah, that guy, that's my dad.
I put it on the screen, bro, and I just thought it might have been you, but it was like an old picture or something. But you don't look like his dad; you just like his older brother,
Yeah.
Everybody says that. Yeah, man.
That's good, huh?
That's right.
So, I mean, listen, man. I mean, we grew up in New York and Manhattan, right? So that cold weather, man, it keeps you nice and young. Yeah, we don't drink, we don't smoke, we don't do drugs, none of that, man. So we stay. Well, I'm young forever,
Yeah, man, I'm happy. I quit drinking right when I turned 30, and I'm 40. I spent 10 years not drinking. So
Yeah, I heard a little bit of what you were saying. So, man, congrats to you, bro, for doing the right thing and for being a stand-up human being. So you're the type of person I want in my network and my circle for sure, man. So yeah, respect. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think when you put out that energy for yourself, you start loving yourself. You start to interact with other human beings, especially other men that love themselves and know who they are, and they're not going to be moved and swayed in ways that's not going to benefit themselves, their family, their community, and our world. So it's just it's about networking with the right people, and then focusing on yourself, though. And I feel like the more I work on myself, and like I was talking about, what I'm working on right now is my temper. I'm like, I'm 40 and I still have a temper. Are you serious? Like, come on. But what I try to acknowledge is, wow, you're 40 and you're really addressing these little characters.
Yeah, that matters. It's good that you know that, especially like, that you catching that.
I call that being human.
Yeah. 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 Just the older you get, the more HD. I feel like life gets more HD. It just gets realer and realer, so.
It gets realer. Yeah. I have these conversations with Jacob all the time. I believe, and I've done this repeatedly throughout the years. So this is why he's so humble. You would have to do something really out of pocket to get Jacob really pissed off. Because things happen to Jacob and he doesn't, it doesn't move him. He's just like, you physically have to like either attack him or just I think that's it really, because words don't face him. It's like they bounce off of his super suit that he wears every day.
Yeah, I love that, because I actually was in a situation where I did really well, and my stepdad started tripping, kind of supporting me because I'm very open with my opinions. So sometimes people hate on me every once in a while, but I was getting kicked off this radio because I had the most popular show on the whole radio because I would talk about very serious issues, and they wanted me to stop talking about human trafficking, and I wouldn't stop talking about it. So, and anyway, my stepdad got so mad, but he was like, "I can't believe it, you didn't get mad," So like even I was able to like not show my temper in that moment and just be like, I know who I am. It's all right. I'm gonna come back stronger on my own thing, and I've got to now doing my own thing, so it's cool, So, man,
yeah,
it's a good way to handle it.
Yeah, well, hey, before we wrap it up, is there any other last shout outs or anybody I missed or anything we didn't talk about or anything just to conclude?
No, I think I got everybody that I wanted to shout out. I'll say it again. Servo Media Group, of course. Jiu-Jitsu World League.
Mike and Carlos, we love you.
Yeah. Moya Brand, always NABJJF. And that would be OC Crypactor as well. And
Chris from OC Cryo.
Chris from OC Cryo as well.
Keep freezing people over there. I think that's it.
That's it.
And if we miss you, we still love and care for you.
That's right. And shout out moms.
Yeah.
Shout out to dad.
Yeah. Mom and dad. We in the building. We're gonna be here forever. So yeah, that's it, man. So look out and stay tapped in. Jacob's gonna be doing a lot of Hollywood situations.
And stay tuned on my Instagram at Jacob the Bull Brown.
And the YouTube. We drop all the videos up there too. It's not doing big numbers, but it's there. And
it's an awkward moment. You gotta just keep doing it and have fun with it. I always tell you, but just have fun with it.
Most definitely.
Yeah, I think we pretty much covered everything, man. And for everybody that supports Jacob on Instagram or his following, Jacob has a legit followers from when he was real little. You know, respect and love to you guys, man, and for all the people that don't like us, that dislike us, work on that because we're great people. We're just getting greater by the day, but we appreciate you guys too. You guys give us the numbers, actually, to be honest with you. So,
That's right.
yeah, and big shouts to New York City. We miss you guys, man, and respect to LA. LA been good to us, man.
Yeah, bro, I'm originally I was born down there actually, but I used to spend my whole life up here. But I spent most of my adult life in LA, and LA's been nothing but good to me. I got a degree from USC. I got married. We're not married no more, but we're cool. You know, I got to travel the world. You know, I met this guy named Bruno Mars, and we went all over the world. The singer, and so I
I
like
know
LA.
Bruno.
Yeah, Bruno Mars.
Yeah, he's a really good star, man. Really
Very
cool.
cool, dude.
Oh,
Yeah,
and if Noel G's watching, man, much respect to him. He's like the coolest man ever. People call him Hector. I call him Noel.
oh yeah, I know him
Yeah,
too.
cool guy for sure.
Yeah, that's a real one right there, man.
Yeah, he has a good connection with his God too, which I appreciate too.
Yeah. So yeah, much
Well,
respect to him.
That's all, man.
So everybody go check out my brother. And again, it's on your social media, it's Jacob Bull Brown, right?
The Bull.
Jacob the Bull Brown.
Jacob the Bull, everybody. Jacob the Bull. Right?
Yes, sir.
Jacob the Bull Brown.
Jacob the Bull Brown. We will get
There
it.
you go. Got it.
Third
That's
try,
it.
we got it. We got it. You know what I mean? It's all right. They'll get more of the content. But I appreciate you, bro, and I appreciate both of you guys. And I'm really trying to kind of network with people that are in the like-minded. So I think we're on the same path. So let's keep tapping in. I'm gonna I'm gonna share a profile, and you can check in with him, and I'll let him know about you. And whenever you guys I like to just throw you guys in the air with each other, and whenever you guys want to talk, no pressure. He's just a good. It's like when you meet a good mechanic. You know, you stay with
I hate to let a good mechanic go. Holy crap, man! I tell you,
Well, like a good barber
or a good barber.
Yeah.
You don't ever want them to quit their jobs, you know.
Oh, exactly, bro. So that's why, like, he's a good producer, like, he's honest and family man.
Yeah.
Got it. We'll tap in with them for sure and build a rapport with them. Hell yeah.
Yeah. Thank you to everybody watching. And
well, thank you
for having me on this
podcast. All right, everybody. It's in the Pocho Live podcast, and I appreciate everybody. One love, and we out of here. Good night, y'all. Peace.
Salute.